Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another vlog. Today is Sunday, so I just came from Kroger because I needed to get a couple of things to complete dinner for tonight. We're having spaghetti. Y'all, I didn't know what else to cook outside of chicken. I've got frozen chicken in the deep freezer, but we've been eating chicken all week and I don't want no chicken. So the only thing I could come up with that where I didn't have to buy a whole bunch of stuff to create it was spaghetti. So anywho's, I got two separate Kroger trips here. I went to Kroger yesterday. I told you guys about that in the vlog. I wanted to go get the palm olive for $1.49 on a weekly deal. They were out, but they were only stocked up. Oh my gosh. They were only stocked up on this kind today. So I guess throughout the day they'll be pulling out the other kind of palm olives. I was looking for the antibacterial one, but of course, girl, they didn't have it in stock just yet. So I guess they'll probably stock it up later. It is kind of early, so it's like about 9-ish. So anyways, so this week starts a new week of the $75 challenge that I put myself on. So that includes food, household, and personal care. Last week I did pretty okay. The week before that I did pretty okay. I stayed under budget. Last week I stayed under budget, but I didn't have to go to the store as much, or this past week rather. I didn't have to go to the store as much, so I was able to stay under budget. Now this upcoming week, who knows how it's going to go. It just depends. Hopefully I'll stay under my budget. But anyways, these are two separate trips, y'all. So let me just show y'all what I picked up. I had some coupons, and then of course stuff was on sale, found in the clearance, yada yada yada. Starting with this toast, Texas toast. Before I even thought of spaghetti for today, I picked this up yesterday. It was $1.50, but I'm going to use it today for garlic bread. Got these Hunt tomato sauce. I have some Roma tomatoes from the time that I got that little bag in the vegetable clearance section. So I'm going to put those tomatoes in the blender or whatnot and just add it to that to kind of make more sauce if I need to, and so that the tomatoes don't go bad. And then I got a thing of frozen ground turkey. It's $3.99. I do have a $1.25 coupon for the ground beef, but y'all, the ground beef at Kroger is expensive, y'all. Okay, moving right along. I've already opened these roll of paper towels. I've got one in the bathroom. So this was $2.49 for the 2-pack, the Kroger Glimmer. Also, yesterday when they didn't have the palm olive, I was like, well, dang, I still need dish soap. So I got this. It's the Kroger brand clean scent. And I've purchased this before. I mean, it's soap. It works pretty well to me. It was $2.99 though, y'all. I did not want to pay that. But that was literally the cheapest dish soap outside of a little bottle of Ajax that they had at Kroger last night. And then today I did find this. Like I said, this was $1.49. This was the only one they had, so I got that. Toilet paper is on a weekly deal for $3.99, but it's this kind. It's the soft and strong. I prefer the one that's like Scott, but it's okay. They didn't have any, so I just went with the deal just so that we could have some toilet paper in the closet because I'm down to 1 or 2 rolls, so got that. And this actually had a $1 off coupon for this. I saw it today, so this was like an impulse buy, but we could always use some sort of air freshener, odor fighting mechanisms around here. But this was $2.49, but I had a $1 off coupon, making it $1.49. And then in the clearance section, y'all saw that they had the deodorants. I was looking for men's deodorants, but they didn't have any. They just had all the women's. They had the Secret, they had Native, they had Dove, and I think that was it. But anyway, oh, they also had this Degree, so I picked this up. It was $1.40, original price $4. Not bad. I've used it before, so I got 2.
in those heady days of exploration and commerce. Well, we wouldn't even have mince pies if all this hadn't gone before. Next, I'm going to another...
Hey y'all, morning. It is the next day. It's Monday, and I know I have y'all vertical, but it's okay. We'll survive. But yeah, so I just parked. I just dropped off my first Chick-fil-A order of the morning. I did come out here just a tad bit earlier than I have been these past couple of weeks. I was already dressed and ready to go, so I was just like, why not? So instead of coming out here at 10, which is 10 now, I've been out here since about maybe almost 9:30, so not that long. I actually got my first order before I pulled out of my apartment, so dropped that off. So Chick-fil-A triggered a memory that happened over the weekend. Y'all, Saturday, I was so happy that I was able to finally fulfill the request that was given to me a couple of weeks ago. Okay, so I was at another Chick-fil-A, right? Picking up an order, and I'm watching my surroundings, y'all. That's why I'm not looking directly at you guys. But I was at a Chick-fil-A picking up an order, and the young lady asked me if I wanted something to drink. So I was like, well, yeah, that's cool. I'll take a sweet tea or whatever, right? Which needed more sugar, by the way. But I'm not complaining. Not complaining. So anyways, next thing I know, as I walk over to where they normally have the food, as they're like putting the tamper stickers on and stuff like that, I walk over there to get the tea, and she whispers to me, she's like, hey, are you hungry? And I was like, yeah, I could eat. And she said, what you want? And I was just like, well, maybe some chicken nuggets or something, not being too picky, because I feel when people ask me if I want something for free, I really be feeling weird, because I don't want them to get in trouble for giving out free stuff. But anyway, so I got my order that I was there to pick up, and then she passed me another bag. She was like, this is your stuff, and basically she gave me a whole meal. So anyways, she had told me, as she was passing me the bag, she was like, I found $20 on my way to work this morning, so I'm blessing the next few people that come in here with free food. And I was like, oh man, I appreciate that, thank you. And that was a blessing, finding $20 on your way to work, finding any money for that matter. That's why I stay looking down. Like, people probably think I'm weird because I walk with my head down. I'm well aware of what's going on around me, but I'm also scanning the ground for coins and money, right? Anyway, so she said, only thing I want you to do is to be a blessing to somebody else. And I said, okay. So last week I got a cash tip from one of my drop-offs, and I normally give it to Olivia. She wasn't with me that day, but I normally give it to her. And oh wait, was she with me that day? That might have been one of the days where she was sick and she had to ride with me. She might have been with me, but I didn't tell her about it anyway, because she would have been asking me for it. So I got a cash tip from one of my drop-offs, and I've been holding on to it, kind of waiting to run into somebody who needs a little bit of help, right? Because I run into people all the time, and I get asked, hey, can you buy me something to eat? Can you give me some money? And I never have any cash on me, because I use my card for everything. So I normally don't have any cash on me. So I'm always like, well, no, I don't have it and stuff. And I'll be feeling bad and stuff, because I'm like, well, dang, I wish I did have it, because then I'll give it to you. But I held on to this particular tip for like probably about a week before I ran into somebody Saturday at a CVS. I was doing a shopping pay, and there was this guy out front, and he asked me for some money to help him get something to eat. And at the time I was like, well, I don't have it on me. And then that's all I said. And I went in the store, did my shop, I came out. He was still out there. So I still had the money in the car or whatnot. And I just gave it to him, and I was like, yes, that felt so great, because I see people all the time, hey, can you help me out? And I don't have it right now. If I have it, even if it's something like as small as a granola bar, I've given at a red light. There's this lady that's always over here where I'm parked, and she's normally at the light. And if I have like a granola bar on me that I haven't eaten yet or something, or a bottle of water, speaking of, I need to get some water. I sent my husband to the store yesterday for some water and some butter. He came back with the butter but no water. Anyway, so I gotta make sure I get that today. Because I forgot to get it. No, did I get it that day? Anyway, y'all. But yeah, so that felt good to do that. Man, so let me ask y'all this. What would y'all have done in this situation? Okay, so Saturday on the way home, like all this happened Saturday, right? But Saturday on the way home, me and Olivia, we had just left out of the Kroger, and we were coming down the street, and I saw this little boy at the light. Normally when I see children by themselves, my antennas go off or something. It's like I gotta immediately scan the area to see where the adult is, right? I didn't see one, but I saw him like talking to somebody. I thought he was talking to the car that was at the light, where because he was standing on the corner where the light was, right? And I thought he was talking to them, but then they pulled off when the light turned green. So I was just like, okay. So I happened to be turning that direction anyway. So something kept telling me, like, ask this boy where he's supposed to be at and where's his parents, right? So I pull over to the little church parking lot next to where he was standing at, and I see, as I'm turning, I see another little boy down the street, and I realized, well, that's who he's talking to, this little boy down the street. So I pull over. I didn't walk up to him or anything. I kept my distance, and I was like, hey, excuse me. And he looked, and he was like, yes. And I was like, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. And I said, are you sure? I said, because you're just standing here at the traffic light. I said, where's your parents at? And he said, they're at home. He was like, my mom, I'm supposed to be at my friend's house. My mom said I could go to my friend's house. And I was just like, oh, okay. Then I look down the street and I see the other little boy stop. And I said, well, is he with you? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, y'all are separated. Where y'all trying to go? You know, and he's like, well, he's trying to go to the Lexington, which is the name of some apartments that I used to live in some years ago, right? So as soon as he said that, I already knew what he was talking about. And I was like, well, your friend going the wrong direction. He going away from the apartments. And he was like, that's what I'm trying to tell him. You know, I'm trying to tell him, let's walk this way. So I was like, how did y'all get all the way over here? He said, we rode our bikes. I said, well, where's your bikes at? He said, the tire got flat. And I said, well, where? I said, okay. I said, nobody helped y'all with the tire? He was like, well, we was at my friend's house and my tire got flat. And the dad said he was gonna fix the tire. And in my mind, I'm like, well, what adult will just allow you? Girl, I had so many questions, but I stuck to the mission at hand, right? Is to get them to a safe place, or at least make sure they were safe, because I had 1,000,001 questions, right? So here come the friend, he walking back, you know, and I'm talking to the other little boy. We're still distant from each other, right? I'm not walked up, I'm not up on him, he ain't close to me or nothing like that. Lady's sitting in the car. So I asked him, I said, do you want to call somebody to come and pick you up from right here? I said, do you know where you are? And he was like, yeah, I think. And I said, well, this is the street that you're on. And I told him the street, right? And I said, do you want to call your mom to have her come pick you up? So he acts like he's about to call, but then he starts texting, right? So by this time, his friend have made it to us. So I'm hearing his friend. I could tell his friend is like the more outspoken one, right? The more aware one, right? Because he's doing the little things that you normally do when you're not supposed to talk to strangers, right? Which I totally respected that. That's why I kept my distance. So I was asking questions, but the friend was giving me the type of answers like, look, lady, I don't know you. I'm going to tell you something, but it ain't going to be all my business, right? Cool, not a problem. Girl, so I asked him again, because they were just standing there. They was like, I hear them say, well, I don't know what we supposed to do. I don't know which way we supposed to go. So I'm like, listen, if y'all are going to the Lexington, y'all are going the wrong direction. Y'all are going to end up, if you keep walking the direction y'all are going, y'all are going to be further away from where y'all trying to be. So I was like, listen, it's about to get dark out here. I said, can you call somebody and see if they can come get you? Or can you call them and let me talk to them so that I can let them know what's going on right now? And I don't mind taking y'all home because I literally know where y'all talking about. I used to live over there. This is what I'm telling him, right? So he tries to call somebody in like 2 seconds. He off the phone and he's like, well, I hear him say, hey, I'm on the way. But I don't know if he really called or not, girl. So anyway, so I'm just sitting there and I'm like, man, God, I don't know what to do about this situation. I don't know if I should just leave and hope that they get home safe or what to do. Because normally I don't mess with other people's kids because I don't want nobody messing with mine. And I sure don't want my daughter just getting in the car with nobody. So that's why I was just real cautious about the situation. But I could not help but to feel that they were not supposed to be where they were at, right? That nobody knew where they were. So I just kept feeling that, like, nobody know where these little boys are. And they had to have been, girl, late elementary, early middle school. Like, these weren't teenagers. You know, these were young boys. So anyway, I asked him one more time. I said, listen, my name is, Chanina. I used to live in the Lexington. I know exactly where y'all are going. If you're comfortable, I don't mind taking y'all where y'all need to go because it's about to get dark soon. But can you call somebody and let them know, or text or something, and let them know that you're getting in the car with me so that I can talk to them and say, hey, is it okay if I bring your kids back to where they're supposed to be because they just out here wandering around? Okay, girl. Anyway, so he tried to call back. He said it went to voicemail. So I was just like, okay. I said, so listen, what do y'all want to do? I'm not forcing y'all to do anything that y'all feel uncomfortable with. What would y'all like to do? So then the more street savvy little boy, that's the word I was looking for. The more street savvy, the one that was answering the questions but not answering the questions. He said, you know what? I don't want to walk. I said, okay, that's fine. I said, get in the back seat. So I scoot over all my little groceries and stuff that I had picked up. They got in the back seat, girl, and I ran them home. I dropped them at one of the entrances at the complex. What I was hoping to see was some adults outside so that I can explain why I had these little boys in my car and y'all don't know me, but there was nobody outside. So I dropped them off at one of the entrances of the complex. I told them to be safe and I kept moving. I seen them walking up to a building, but girl, they could have been doing what they were supposed to do, acting like they was going somewhere, but they really lived somewhere else. Girl, I used to do it when I was a kid, okay? And weird people approach me and all that stuff. So I totally was fine with it. I felt better after I dropped them off. I was like, Lord, if they don't live over here, please let them get to wherever they're supposed to be at safely. I did the best that I could, So that was Saturday afternoon, or Saturday evening rather. And then yesterday, after, let's see, I made spaghetti. Wasn't too much to show for that because, who doesn't eat spaghetti? But yeah, I did that, and then I took my little nighttime, did my little nighttime routine, put on my little smell good or whatnot, watched a couple of YouTube videos, and then I went to sleep. Girl, I ended up falling asleep. I must have been really, really tired. But what would y'all have done? Would y'all have just allowed the little boys to just keep wandering off even though they were separating from each other, or would y'all have stopped to assess the situation to make sure that they were okay?